Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Cover Wars. I'm your host, aJaX, and with me always is Seth. Seth, how's it going today?
Going pretty good. Allergies are getting me down, but I'm surviving.
The pollen count. You can always count on pollen to mess you up. So I am doing pretty good today. In fact, I'm doing really good because we have a very special guest, my wife, Tami. Tami, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
Yes, I'm so excited that you're on the show. She requested to be on. She has a song for us. Tami, what song did you pick for us to cover today on Cover Wars?
Africa by TOTO.
Yeah, let's do this.
The wild dogs cry out in the night. Cover Wars, the podcast where we find you the top 3 covers of our popular song. We pull from a curated playlist of 20 different versions. We reveal our top 5 favorites, then we battle it out in a cover war, where we reveal what we've determined, culminating in the best cover ever of a popular song.
All right, so Africa, classic 80s song. Why did you pick the song Africa?
Well, speaking of classic 80s, I love 80s. It's my favorite type of music. And this is one of my favorite songs. I love it.
Ever. Yeah.
Ever. Yeah.
I've heard it many times from many of the playlists that you've had me put together for you, so I know you like it. Seth, what do you think of the song Africa?
I think it's an underrated song, actually. You don't really hear much about it lately, and I'm glad we're doing this because it's a great song choice. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's very different. We'll talk about the particular instrument that is used throughout the song too. And I love the history behind the song, so we'll get into that as well. And there's one particular very famous cover that I especially want to talk about. So let's just dive right into these rankings. Tami, since you are our guest, please tell us, what is your number 5?
Relient K.
There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
Ooh, Relient K. Okay, so I love me some Relient K. This is from the album K is for Karaoke, released properly in October 2011. It was originally 2 EPs, and then they combined them into 1 LP. Relient K currently at 788,000 monthly listeners, even though they haven't released an album in 10 years. Come on, bring it back to the studio, fellas. They're formed in Canton, Ohio in the late 90s, started out as a Christian rock band, and then an alt-rock band, and then a pop-punk band. So, Tami, why did you have Relient K at number 5?
I had to keep changing it. I kept going back and forth.
Yeah, we're used to that. Yeah, we do that quite a bit.
I don't know. I just really liked it. I just liked it.
No, that's good reason. I mean, Seth, what do you think of Relient K's version of the song?
I really enjoyed it as well. Love the soft vocals over the great backing band. And I'm familiar with them as well, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like a smooth version. It's one of those that's very well produced too, so you can hear the musicianship in it too, and you know that they went through the takes and they're like, we got to get this sounding real nice. And if you haven't heard that whole album, K is for Karaoke, one of the best cover albums out there, so definitely check that out. So great pick for number 5, Seth. What is your number 5?
My number 5 is Quiet Drive.
The drums echoing tonight.
Quiet Drive. All right. Another pretty cool band that I'm sort of kind of familiar with. Not as familiar with as I am Relient K. I'll give you a little info on Quiet Drive now. So this is from 2011's Your Record, Our Spin. That's right, another covers album. Go figure, right? They're at 150,000 monthly listeners, an alt-rock band from Hopkins, Minnesota that also infused some emo and some pop-punk elements as well. Why did you have Quiet Drive at number 4?
It was an awesome rock version, very modern. Loved the band, and the vocals were great as well.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty powerful. Tami, what did you think of Quiet Drive's version? Do you recall the Quiet Drive version?
Yes, I do. I do. And I have notes that I was one of my honorable mentions.
No, that's awesome. Quiet Drive, I really like this version. I like the melodic kind of like punk infused into the alt rock. Because the vocal kind of took me back. I was expecting it to be like a heavier vocal, but no, it was a nice, smooth, captivating vocal. So very cool. Quiet Drive for your number 5. All right.
I'm not into like heavier rock type songs, and I actually call them dun-na songs.
I was waiting for it. I was going to prompt you, but I love that that you mentioned that. Yeah, she calls it dun-na-na.
He knows not to put dun-na-na songs on my playlist.
Nice.
It causes me anxiety. I can't listen to it, and even if there is one on there, we know to fast forward and go to the next one. But this one was a little too dun-na-na for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny because I did put some dun-na-na songs on this playlist for her, and the dun-na-na comes from, like how the guitar sounds. And the Quiet Drive guitars, you can really hear some of that dun-na-na, right?
And we were listening to this on vacation as I'm driving home, and Quiet Drive came on, and I was going like 90. I found myself speeding, and I found myself like just dun-na-na, going fast.
It was quiet, right? It was quiet.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you ready for my number 5?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so as much as you guys already know how much I love this band, and you might even think that this would have been number 1 for me, but I had to get him into the top 5 after all, and my number 5 is Weezer.
I know that I must do what's right, sure as Kilimanjaro.
So Weezer, they're at 22 million monthly listeners, and that's going to increase because they have a new album coming out. They haven't announced a release date as of this recording yet, but they do have a new single, and I love it. Weezer's cover of Toto's Africa was released on May 29th, 2018, following a months-long social media campaign by a 14-year-old fan at Weezer Africa on then Twitter. Due to its viral success, the band included the song on their 2019 covers album, The Teal Album. So this campaign, Cleveland resident Mary Klein started a Twitter campaign in December of 2017 urging Rivers Cuomo to bless the rains down in Africa. The Troll, in May 2018, Weezer initially trolled the fan by releasing a cover of Toto's Rosanna instead of Africa, which cracks me up. Days later, important, on May 29th, 2018, Weezer released their faithful cover of Africa. The official video, and I just want you to know that this crossover for me, my worlds colliding, I couldn't believe it happened. But in the video for Weezer's version of Africa, we have Weird Al. That's right, Weird Al doing a cover, but he's doing a parody, and it's not Weird Al singing, it's Rivers singing, but Weird Al as Rivers doing a parody of the video for Undone the Sweater song. In my brain, I just, like, the amount of euphoria and dopamine is released, I don't think I can put into words, so I'll just stop because, anyway, I'll muddy the waters even more than they're already muddied. So the cover became a massive hit for the band, prompting a 7-inch vinyl release and featuring, we start that over. The cover became a massive hit for the band, prompting the release of the Teal Album. The Teal Album, the Weezer's cover album, would not have existed without this Africa tweet and the fact that, Rivers listens to his fans. So it's so fun that this exists. So about the song, I love everything about the campaign and the song itself. I love that the Teal Album exists. Too much criticism behind the Teal Album, though, because it's just for fun. They didn't even know they were going to do it. It's all for fun. So it doesn't deviate a whole lot. And of course, that's why people unfairly criticize Weezer for it, but it's exceptional and worthy of the top 5. And it's Rivers' voice, and it's Pat's drums, and I just love it. So, Tami, I got to know, what do you think of Weezer's version?
Loved it.
And Seth, how about you?
Yeah, so you were talking about the production of the first song we were talking about, and I thought that the production for Weezer's take was probably the best production value on the playlist, and it was just a great cover. I mean, it's just hands down, you got to give them props.
Yeah, and they were working on it. I just love the fact that I remember this too because I was following this thread daily. The fact that they released Rosanna first, it was just so funny to me. It's like, come on, guys. And then it's just a couple days later they put the whole thing out. So very good. So now we're on to number 4. Tami, what is your number 4?
Weezer.
It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you.
Whoa, we got a match already out of the bag. Why did you have them at number 4?
We saw them live and they performed this song and it blew me away. I absolutely loved it.
Good time. I've seen them live. I don't even know how many times now. Maybe 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. I don't know how many times. But yeah, I love them every time. And it was the first time when I saw them with you, though. It was the first time I saw the Africa cover, and it was really good. So very nice.
His voice is amazing.
Mhm.
Oh, I know, and it's so different. I mean, it stands out, and it's so different than everybody else's. So love Rivers and love Weezer, of course. So Seth, what is your number 4?
I think I'm going to throw a little curveball on here. Maybe
you
not
and
for
your
me,
curveballs.
but for the playlist. So I got Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox with Casey Abrams and Snuffy Walden.
And some long forgotten words or ancient melodies.
Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox, or as I like to call them, PMJ, Postmodern Jukebox, shows up quite frequently on our playlist and our shows. Casey Abrams, though, we'll talk about him in a second. This is from the album Blue Mirror, released in September of 2018. PMJ at 1.3 million monthly listeners, but Casey Abrams at 166,000 monthly listeners placed 6th on season 10 of American Idol. And he's a singer-songwriter and session musician, does a lot of work with PMJ. And I really like Casey Abrams. I followed that season of American Idol. Tami and I are loyal American Idol viewers, and I know manufactured industrial music, whatever, there's still a lot of talent out there, folks. Okay? So say what you will. And Seth, say what you will. Why did you choose this for your number 4?
So I have to thank Walter for that guitar solo because it put it over the top for me. It was very cool.
Walter, take it away! The way
Take it
you said that in the song.
It was really
Funny.
cool. I enjoyed it. I kept coming back to it, like Tami did with hers. I kept switching it around, and I wasn't sure where it was going to land. But on the days I did the final rankings, that's where it landed. So they did a good job.
Nice. Tami, what did you think of Postmodern Jukebox with Casey Abrams?
I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah. A lot of fun to be had with that song. For me, I didn't like it as much as you did, Seth. In fact, I love the rasp. I love Casey's rasp. I just thought in general, the song's kind of all over the place. I thought that the instrumentations and vocals were kind of at odds with each other all the way through. And so that can happen sometimes when you get all these excellent musicians together in one room showing off. But I do like what you said, that Walter guitar solo was pretty awesome. And I just love the way he said, Walter, take it away. You can tell he was like gushing over him. Pretty funny. So, all right. Are you guys ready for my number 4?
Yes.
So we have another matchy match because my number 4 is Quiet Drive.
Only whispers of some quiet conversation.
Oh, yeah. So for me, powerful vocals over heavy but melodic rock riffs, impressively smooth rock version that leans slightly heavy, but very controlled and compelling. They put their own spin on it, and the results are just so sweet and nice. Cool harmony toward the end, too, where the music cuts out. That's always like my favorite thing is when the music cuts out and they just harmonize. I love when bands do that because it's unexpected, right? And it doesn't outstay its welcome. It's there for like 3 seconds and it goes back to the music. So we have a couple of matches already. I'm loving this. Tami, what is your number 3?
By Brad Davis.
I hear the drums are going tonight.
So this is off the Pickin' series, or Pickin' On series, I should say. And I'll give you a little information about that. So the Pickin' On series, they do bluegrass covers of modern songs or songs from way back when. This is from the album Picking On the Biggest Hits of the 80s, Volume 2. Pickin' On series, up to 188,000 monthly listeners. from February of 2017. And then session musician Brad Davis at about 1,500 monthly listeners himself. He's mostly involved in groups like the Pickin' On. So what did you like so much about this? You had it at number 3.
It was a lot of fun. And I loved the bluegrass notes to it. It was just fun.
Yeah, it's really cool for me to hear a fiddle in there. Seth, what did you think
Fiddle,
of the Brad Davis version? Fiddling around.
I wrote down bluegrass folksy take. Something about this version was so different, and it wasn't just the instrumentation. There was a different vibe, and I loved it. It was great. There's not a bad song on here though. So
yeah, I like all of the versions, like all the renditions of Africa's such a different song. It's not a normal song too, and we'll find out why later here on the song bio. But so I thought this was a fun and harmless bluegrass version with a very decent, unironic vocal, sticks the landing. It's more middle of the road cover for me though. It's fun to hear that fiddling on the track. Doesn't sound like it can be arranged into a bluegrass song, but yet you gotta respect the acceptance of the challenge at hand. So very nice. I love that you have that at 3. Seth, what is your number 3?
I meant to look up the pronunciation of this band. So is it Nami or Nomi or Nomai?
Nomi. I think it's just Nomi. I guess. This is from the album Bad Days, released last year, August 2025. They're at 433,000 monthly listeners. Now, I don't know if they're really Grammy nominated or if they just say they are as like a funny in the Spotify. I think it's more of a funny thing because everything's in Swedish, and I can't read Swedish because Nomi is an artist and producer from Sweden. So why did you pick Nomi for your number 3?
Believe it or not, I love this take. It was very refreshing from all the other relaxing takes.
Relaxing it is not. Yeah.
I'll mention it later, but there's a few takes out of this 20 playlist that were completely different than the others, and I felt like this was one of those, and I had to reward it for that, and I appreciated it.
Tami, do you recall Nomi's version?
Another
and
hard
if you
rock
don't,
version.
I can tell you. Yeah, I can tell you why. It was very dunna-nunna.
No, that was one that I skipped through.
Yeah.
I
understand.
couldn't make it.
So,
My heart.
here's the thing.
I just couldn't do it.
I get it.
Too
And here's the thing
dun-na-na-na for
about
me.
very dun-na-na. And here's the thing that I if you gave it a chance though, once you get over the screamy intro at the very top, it's a shame that he leads with that. I think that's the worst part of the song is the first 10 seconds because after that, the guitar playing is actually really, really crunchy and pleasing to the ears. It can, if you make it that far, the music is, to me though, is better than the vocals. And I think that's the biggest problem I had with it. I'm like, I couldn't get past the vocals. The music is so good though. It's just, I was like, what? Get another singer. Come on, Nomi. You can be playing your guitar. Just get another lead singer. That was a problem I had with it. But okay, are you guys ready? Are you ready for my number 3?
Yes.
Okay, so you were talking about unique and original. I don't think it gets any more unique and original than Joshua Awicker. And this was my number 3. Joshua Awicker with 3,185 monthly listeners. This is from the EP Covered Volume 1, released in November of 2017. He was also a season 15 contestant that somehow didn't make it very far on American Idol. Now he's a band leader at his church, but this is the most unique and truly original version of the song. The reason I put him at number 3, I just think it completely flips the song on its head. And while perhaps it deviates a little too much from the original until you get to the chorus, his vocal just kind of completely makes up for it. He sings passionately over that piano with just a simple percussion backing, and you're just in awe of this version. I found it lovely. So, Tami, what did you think of Joshua Awicker's version?
Thought he did an awesome job. Loved it.
Me too. Yeah, I love this so much. I had him at number 3. Seth, what did you think of Joshua Awicker?
So I wrote down soft piano, dramatic take, nice passionate vocal, but that doesn't cover what it is. It's a complete deviation from the original song, and it just really sounds, again, more modern than TOTO's version. And there was something about the vocal that was so heartfelt. And I really appreciated that. I mean, it was so good.
Yeah, I thought, except for the chorus, and then even the chorus, he puts his own spin on it, but that was the most recognizable part of it. But yeah, it sounds like a completely original song.
Yeah.
Altogether, doesn't even sound like a cover, which sometimes that gets a little on me. But this one, he did so well with it, I couldn't resist it. It's number 3 for me. Let's get into our top 1 and 2s now. Tami, what is your number 2?
Straight No Chaser.
Acapella.
Acapella.
Very nice. So why did you pick Straight No Chaser for number 2?
I've always liked acapella, but they just did an awesome job with. I just love it.
Yeah, so this is from the deluxe version of the album Holiday Spirits, released in October 2008. 120,000 monthly listeners is what they're at. They're a group that originated in 1996 at Indiana University and a 5-album record deal from Atlantic Records in 2008. Unbelievable to me. So, Seth, what did you think of Straight No Chaser?
It was a nice acapella version, great harmonies, very well done. Vocals were very precise. Not just that, but it had more feeling in it than most acapella songs do, in my opinion.
I agree. I thought it was a very impressive rendition, a very impressive acapella of the song. Really stands out. The chorus, to me, is really the star of the show here. They go really way into it. And then the transition from the chorus into the second verse, I liked a lot. It gets a little more gusto, really effective, hit all the way through. And then they really bring it on this track, and the sound they can bring out with their voice is just amazing for me. So great pick at number 2, Tami. Seth, what is the number 2?
My number 2 is Joshua Awicker.
100 men or more could ever do.
We got another match. All right. Why do you land at number 2 for it? I love these matches.
It's just so different, and it felt personal. It didn't feel like it was let me sit down and cover this song. It was like, let me put my spin on it, and I hope you enjoy it because I love it. That's what it felt like. You know what I mean? It was different.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was my number 3, and let's get on now to my number 2. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, my number 2 is Tyler Ward and Lisa Cimarelli. Okay.
Some quiet conversation.
Okay. This is from the album Cover to Cover by Tyler Ward, released in September of 2025. Tyler at 650,000 monthly listeners, singer-songwriter, producer with well over 1 million subs on the YouTubes. Lisa, 109,000 monthly listeners solo, but she's from the band Cimarelli, who's also appeared on our show. 5 other sisters. So Cimarelli is a group with 6 sisters. So interesting, she's appeared now as solo and as part of the group. I thought this was just an amazing, breathtaking, beautifully sung and performed version of the song. Has that nice piano in the background, provides a contrast to that keyboard synth you're used to hearing from the song. And then it's just a near perfect duet for me. It really stands out on the playlist, and you're kind of immediately engaged and captivated by what they can do with the song. Tami, what did you think of Tyler Ward and Lisa Cimarelli?
Absolutely loved it. And I have to mention Carter. This is Carter's favorite.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Our son Carter's favorite.
Yes, our son. He had me replay this the whole way home from school. I kept playing this song over and over. He loved it. And he said, Mom, you better mention that I loved it. And I said, okay, well, it's written down. But yes, he loved
Nice. Yep. All right. Well,
it. He
good.
said the girl's voice was awesome.
Yes,
That's
and it
awesome.
is. True. So, Seth, what did you think of the Tyler Ward, Lisa Cimarelli version?
I simply wrote down nice acoustic version, very nice acoustic rendition. Love the soft piano, as you mentioned, and the vocals were just on point. I mean, you can't complain about the vocals for this take.
Absolutely. All right. We're coming right down to it now. We're getting into our number 1. So, Tami, what is your number 1?
Joshua Awicker.
Rains down in Africa.
Hey, that's a popular guy for someone with only 3,000 monthly listeners. Can we say hidden gem? Why'd you get him at number 1? Why was he your favorite of all these versions?
I don't know. Just something about it was just a totally different play on it. And it was smooth and slow. I just really liked it.
Yeah, when I heard this, I'm like, why is this guy not popular? Why is he not on the radio? Like,
Yeah.
And then I looked him up. I'm like, 3,000 monthly listeners.
Yeah.
But he's got family and he does the church band thing now. So, all right. Very good choice. Awesome matches. I love we have some matches to work with. Seth, what is your number 1?
I don't normally say this, okay? My number 1, how you guys are crazy. It's Weezer.
There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
Weezer. All right. So why are we crazy? Why do we not have him at 1, but why do you have him at number 1? Hey, he's been in our top 5, Day. All right.
To spoil it, you're going to ask me if this is better than the original. I think it is. I think this is better than TOTO, and that's saying something. That song is so good.
I love it. I really, really do. I just like 4 More better. And yeah, I mean, I think it's because I've heard solely Weezer's version of this song. And I did, I have heard some other versions, but Weezer's version is the one that really, like, I've heard it so many times, and not that it like takes anything away from it, but it's just refreshing to hear 19 other versions of it.
That makes sense.
So,
I got you.
But I love it. I love that we are covered in matches on our top 5. Something that we haven't been seeing a lot of lately. So,
no.
Are you ready for my number 1?
Oh, yeah.
Well, my number 1 is yet another match. My number 1 is Relient K.
I bless the rains down in Africa.
Relient K's version of the song. And for me, I've always loved this version the most. I really, really enjoy it. This is, again, from K is Karaoke. And if we're looking at the timing, Relient K released this in October of 2011. In fact, it came out a little bit before that. But yeah, predates the Weezer version. So I do have some familiarity with this song prior to Weezer. I just think it's the smoothest and best sounding, most well-produced offering in the song. The chorus just rocks. If you listen to just the chorus, like strip that away from the rest of the song, you're like, this is the coolest, rockinest version of the song. It's so awesome. There's no version better than this one for me. And I just think it's the strongest pick on the playlist. So that's me. But we'll get into this cover war in a little bit. First, though, we're gonna touch on some honorable mentions. Tami, we already had one of your honorables, Quiet Drive. What are some more, if you want to run them down for me?
The Tyler Ward and Lisa was my honorable mention. And then I really like the James Farrelly and Sarah Mercicle. Yeah. And then Quiet Drive was also one of them.
Nice. Okay. Seth, what about you? If you want to run them down 10 through 6 for me.
All right. I've got another rock version, Chief State.
And he was like, really?
At 9, I don't know how to say this, but is it Luca Giesio?
I think it's Gaucho.
Okay.
But I don't know. I could be wrong, too.
At 8, I've got Pickin' On Series with Brad Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And at 7, I've got Tyler Ward and Lisa Cimarelli.
Nice.
And at 6, I've got Deuce.
I figured Deuce would be dropped in there somewhere. So, are you ready for my 10 through 6s? Here we go. Let's see if we get any honorable matches. I don't know. All right, 10, I've got Krista Berg. At number 9, I've got Anthony Vincent in the style of Breaking Benjamin. So we have run the gamut of done and unas for Tami. I think we mentioned them all. Number 8, I have Clementine Duo. At number 7, that's right, I've got Ninja Sex Party. And then at number 6, Straight No Chaser is where they came out for me. So just to kind of run down just a little brief tidbits about each one shortly here. So Chief State, this is from a single released in January 2021. Vancouver softcore, rain-drenched pop punk is what they call themselves. And then Luca, he's a really talented Italian pianist and composer who's been making waves in the music industry with his unique blend of classical and contemporary styles. That's Luca. And then we also talked about James Forelli and Sarah Meneskel. It's from the album Acoustic 80s, released in November of 2016. Kind of like a jazz session musician is James. And then Sarah is the most streamed bossa nova singer in the world, which I'm like, really? Okay. That's crazy. And then they get together and they do this acoustic version that doesn't sound like jazz or bossa nova, more like bossa nova, really. And then we had like 3 bossa nova versions on this whole thing. Deuce, this was from an acoustic bossa nova cover studio. This is from a single released in February of 2024. And then Krista Berg, of course, an Irish singer-songwriter, most known for his hit Lady in Red, which, love it or hate it, it's unfortunately on a list of one of the public's most disliked songs, but I like it. It's Lady in Red, come on. Then Clementine Duo. This is from a single in March 2018. They are UK-based singer-songwriter Martha and Joel duo began playing together as Clementine Duo in 2014. Ninja Sex Party, mind the title of their band. They're a American music comedy rock duo consisting of singer Dan Avidan and keyboardist Brian Wett. This was cool because it was an ironic cover. It's nothing you would expect from a band called Ninja Sex Party. So there you have it. So as I talked your ears off, jibber jabbered all over, now we have our fun little thing we like to call the cover war. It's cover wars after all. Seth, what are you thinking? What are you seeing right now in the cover war?
I'm seeing 5 names, and I think 4 of them should apply. I hate to say it. I love the Straight No Chaser, but I think it's going to get knocked out by numbers.
Okay.
We've got Quiet Drive, Weezer, Reliant K, and Joshua Awicker.
All right, we take a look at Joshua Awicker. Tami had him at number 1. Seth had him at number 2. I had him at number 3. He's looking like he's number 1.
Yeah.
If we add up the averages there, which is crazy. You're talking about somebody who no one's ever heard of. He was a contestant on season 15 of American Idol. He's got 3,000 monthly listeners, and that's it. I think we might have found a hidden gem amongst hidden gems here. So really, really cool to talk about him. Then the next one, Quiet Drive. I've got him at 4, and Seth, you've got him at 5, and Tammy's got him in the honorables. So that's definitely one to talk about there. And then Reliant K, I've got Reliant K at 1, Tami at 5. Seth, where's Reliant K on your list?
Sorry.
What'd you do with Reliant K, man? What's
I
going on?
I enjoyed every song on this playlist.
Okay, all right.
So we got Weezer, Reliant K battling it out.
Well, Weezer's going to be 2. It's
okay.
It's going to be 2. I mean, I don't see how anybody else can make it to 2.
Okay.
With that. And so then we're talking about number 3 between Quiet Drive and Reliant K. And really, it's based on, Tami, where you have Quiet Drive in your honorables. Is it your one that just missed the top 5? Or is it further up?
It was my very last one.
Okay, so that's going to play into it. And then Reliant K, Seth had him at 12, but not in the honorables. I had Reliant K at 1. So Seth, we're going to ask you, what do you think? Reliant K or Quiet Drive?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to lose a lot of fans here. I like the Quiet Drive version better, but that doesn't mean it's better in general. Right. Reliant K was a great version. It was one that bounced around a lot for me because I love it and I love the band. I've been very familiar with them.
Well, the only thing that makes me okay with that is they haven't put out an album in 10 years and they need to get it together. Come on. Family's family. Yes, I get it. But you guys are in Nashville poking around, like do something, get some guitars together, give us some 12 tracks. Let's do this. But no, I love that. So here it is. We're going to go ahead and stamp it. Tami, what do you think before I stamp it, though? I should ask you because you're the guest. What do you think of number 3, Quiet Drive, number 2, Weezer, number 1, Joshua Awicker? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there you have it, folks. Let's do this. These are your top 3 cover versions of Africa by TOTO. At number 3, we've got Quiet Drive. At number 2, we've got Weezer. And the number 1 version of Africa by TOTO, Joshua Awicker. So incredible job, everybody. Nicely done. So good. Now we're going to get into some song bios. We're going to talk a little bit about the song Africa. So this is a song by the American band TOTO. And the 10th and final track on their 4th studio album, TOTO 4, or TOTO IV, the Roman numerals, released in 1982. It was the second single from the album. It was originally released in Europe in June of 82, and the third in the United States in October of 1982 through Columbia Records. The album version is 4 minutes and 55 seconds. The single version is 4 minutes and 21 seconds, and the video version 4 minutes and 35 seconds. The genres included in the song: pop, synth pop, soft rock, and yacht rock. I don't know if I considered... Tami, do you think TOTO's Africa's yacht rock?
Mm-mm.
Seth, what do you think? Yacht rock?
I think it qualifies.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I guess maybe a little bit. I could see somebody with long hair on the front of their super yacht jamming away to some TOTO, I guess. All right, so the song continues to receive critical acclaim and was ranked number 452 on Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Songs of All Time. While popular in the 1980s and 90s, the song being certified gold by the RIAA in 1991. Africa saw a resurgence in popularity via social media during the mid to late 2010s. Wonder why, Weezer. The original recording since been certified diamond and is one of the best-selling songs of all time. Crazy. The initial idea and lyrics for the song came from David Patch. Patch was playing around with a new keyboard, the CS80. That's right, CX80. That's just one of those that's really going to come into play here as we talk a little bit more about it. Found that brassy sound that became the opening riff. Such a unique sound, one that you didn't really hear much before. So, Tami, are you ready for your trivia question? I did warn you about this.
Sure.
There would be trivia. Okay, well, don't fret it. How long does David Patch of TOTO claim it took him to complete the melody and the lyrics for the chorus of Africa? A, 10 minutes, B, 10 hours, C, 10 weeks, or D, 10 months?
10 weeks.
Well, it was 10 minutes, actually. So, yeah, I mean, nothing lost, nothing gained there, but nice try. I sang the chorus out as you hear it, says Patch. It was like God channeling it. I thought, I'm talented, but I'm not that talented. Something just happened here. So Patch saying there's some divine intervention in Africa. That's interesting. Refined the lyrics for 6 months before showing the song to the rest of the band. I got to talk about the music video now. I didn't have you guys watch it as homework or anything because there's really no reason to watch it. It's more than a little bit problematic these days, or any days. And I'll go into why. The music video, which premiered in 1983, was directed by Steve Barron, who collaborated previously with the group for Rosanna. The video features TOTO in a library as they perform and showcase various aspects of African culture. So you can imagine, if you will, a picture. In June 2024, the music video reached the 1 billion view milestone on YouTube. In the video, a researcher in a library portrayed by David Patch tries to match a scrap of a picture of a shield to the book from which it was torn out as he continues to search. A female librarian portrayed by Jenny Douglas McRae, working at a nearby desk, takes occasional notice of him, while an African man in a generic tribal outfit carrying a shield that matches the picture begins to close in on the library from the surrounding jungle, because of course there's a library in the jungle. When the researcher finds a book titled Africa, the man throws a spear at a bookshelf, toppling the stack of books. Africa falls open to the page from which the scrap was torn, but a lantern lands on it and sets it on fire. After which the librarian's eyeglasses are shown falling to the floor. There's so much little stupid slapstick and over-the-top humor in a lot of the 80s videos, but this contained other things that it should not have contained. The scenes are intercut with shots of a globe and the band performing atop a stack of giant hardcover books in which Africa is the topmost. So the video has been criticized, as it should, for its portrayal of African culture, with Sheffield calling it mind-blowingly racist. Brehan described it as almost shockingly racist, but nonetheless found that it succeeds in its goal of making Toto seem visually compelling and translating the overtop drama of Africa into something cinematic. So I implore all of you, instead of going and watching Africa by Toto, that video, go and watch Weezer's version of Africa, because Weird Al is playing Rivers, doing a parody of Undone the Sweater song as Rivers, but it's Rivers' voice covering Africa by Toto. And if that sounds weird to you, it's supposed to be. All right, so quick artist bio, real quick. Toto, an American rock band from Los Angeles, California. You would think that maybe they're from somewhere else. I always wanted them to have like two members that used to be in Kansas so that they can say they're not in Kansas anymore, just to keep in theme. But they combine elements of pop, rock, soul, funk, prog, hard rock, R&B, blues, and jazz. They formed in 1977, having released 14 studio albums and sold over 50 million records worldwide, which is insane for a three-hit wonder. The group has received several Grammy Awards, was inducted in the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum in 2009. We will put out a song poll. So it's time now for the TikTok song poll results. However, I was absolutely blown away by the overwhelming response to this particular one. In fact, it's paining me, but there's no way I'm going to be able to get to all the responses this time. We are thousands and thousands of views and hundreds of comments, so I will go through a quick list for you. But before I do, Tami, is Africa by Toto your favorite song with a geographical location in the title?
Yes.
Okay. So, Seth, what about you? What is your favorite song with a geographical location in the title?
I had to do some quick research. I found 3, if you don't mind.
No, go for it. I don't know at all.
My favorite would be "Oh My Sweet Caroline" by Ryan Adams.
Nice.
"New York State of Mind" that we covered earlier by Billy Joel.
Yep.
And "New Orleans Bump" by Jelly Roll Morton. My favorite version is by Wynton Marsalis.
Okay. All right. Very cool. So yeah, we've covered some that we've already had some of these. We had Georgia on My Mind in our last episode. We did New York State of Mind. Yeah, and you might notice another one on here. So let me run through this list. Oh, by the way, my favorite, and I asked everybody, hey, what is your favorite song that contains a geographical location in the title? My favorite is Ohio by Andrew McMahon and the Wilderness. Also had somebody else say that was theirs, and here we go. So Ohio by Andrew McMahon and the Wilderness, Ohio by CSNY, Ohio Come Back to Texas by Bowling for Soup, Beautiful Ohio, Ohio is for Lovers by Hawthorne Heights, I Went Back to Ohio by The Pretenders, Detroit Breakdown, Jay Giles Band, Detroit Waves, Matt Nathanson, Detroit Rock City by Kiss, Saginaw Mission by Lefty Frizzell, Youngstown by Springsteen, Sheboygan by Peter Cooper, Sweet Home Chicago. Hey, that's one we've already covered too. Jesus Just Left Chicago. Chicago by Sufjan Stevens, Whose Name Illinois Me, pun intended, LaGrange. Rock Island by Meredith Wilson. Champaign, Illinois by my favorite band of all time, Old 97s. Indiana Wants Me by R. Dean Taylor. Stranded in Iowa, Manfred Mann. Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota by Weird Al Yankovic, my second favorite Weird Al song. Uptown by Prince. The Beaches of Cheyenne. Albuquerque by Weird Al Yankovic, my favorite Weird Al song. The Yellow Rose of Texas, All My Exes Live in Texas. El Paso, also covered by my all-time favorite band, Old 97s. Galveston by Glenn Campbell. Matagorda Bay, Josh Abbott Band. Amarillo by Morning. The Best Ever Death Metal Band out of Denton by the Mountain Goats. Tulsa Time by Don Williams. So many people said Tulsa Time. That was one of the top choices. Oklahoma, Where the Wind Blows would be down the plain. King of Oklahoma. You're the Reason God Made Oklahoma. Kansas City. I'm Going to Kansas City. Omaha by Counting Crows. Going to California, California Girls, Hotel California, California by Yellow Card, California by Lord, California by Phantom Planet, California by Biba Doobie, California Sun by the Rivieras, California Dreamin', Mamas and the Papas, Santa Monica Everclear, Folsom Prison Blues, Beverly Hills by Weezer, Christmas in San Francisco, I Left My Heart in San Francisco, I Left My Wallet in El Segundo, LA Woman by The Doors, that's another one that was mentioned many times, I Love LA by Randy Newman, Los Angeles by X, Los Angeles, I'm Yours by The Decemberists, Do You Know the Way to San Jose, Journey to the End of the East Bay by Rancid, Another East Bay Night by Rancid, Ventura Highway by America, that's a twofer, Thunder Island by Jay Ferguson, and Sweet Home Alabama takes home the prize as the most mentioned. Alabama Pines, Jason Isbell, what a great song that is. My Home's in Alabama, Paint Me a Birmingham, Postmark Birmingham, Zip City, Drive By Truckers, Mississippi Queen, City of New Orleans, Louisiana Man by Doug Kershaw, Georgia, Midnight Train to Georgia, The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, Georgia on My Mind, Welcome to Atlanta, Please Come to Boston, There Is No Arizona, Massachusetts by the Bee Gees, Philadelphia Freedom, Don't Go Back to Rockville by REM, Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card, Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac, Weekapaw Groove by Fish, Angel of Harlem, Going to Port Washington, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Brooklyn Zoo, New York, New York, New York State of Mind, New York, I Love You, But You're Bringing Me Down, Wichita Lineman. A lot of mentions on Wichita Lineman, by the way, surprising one. Topeka by Ludo, love Ludo. Rocky Mountains Way by Joe Walsh. Rocky Mountain High by John Denver, a twofer. Smoky Mountain Rain, Tennessee Jed. Copperhead Road by the legendary Steve Earle. Walking in Memphis, another one got a lot of mentions, a great song. Meet Me in Memphis by Jimmy Buffett. Carolina on My Mind, James Taylor. China Grove by the Doobie Brothers, covered by Weird Al in his last tour. Louisville by Amos Lee. Paradise by John Prine. Key Largo by Bertie Higgins. Kokomo by the Beach Boys. A lot of mentions on that one, too. North to Alaska. Olympia, Washington by Rancid. My Own Private Idaho, Montana. I Love London. London Calling. A lot of London Callings. Werewolves of London. Last Train to London, ELO. Hampstead by Ariana Grande. Salisbury Hill. Baker Street, Jerry Rafferty. The Greenfields of France. Cameras in Paris by The Fix. Never Been to Spain by Three Dog Night. YYZ by Rush, which is the Toronto airport code. A Passage to Bangkok by Rush. One Night in Bangkok by Chess. Istanbul, Not Constantinople. Come on, TMBG, you know them. Vienna by Billy Joel. Finlandia, Night in Tunisia. Saint-Tropez by J. Cole. Singapore, Tom Waits. Brazil, Declan McKenna. Panama, Van Halen. This was a fun one. Cali Pachanguaro? I don't know if I pronounced that right, probably not. It's about a city in Colombia where they dance salsa the best. Manila by Hot Dog, a Filipino classic. Margaritaville, a lot of mentions on that. Route 66, Southern Cross. Third Stone from the Sun by Jimi Hendrix. Down in the Boondocks by Billy Joe Royal. That's hard to say. Or Royale. Masterpiece by Dylan. Party in the USA. Lakeside Park by Rush. Swingtown by Steve Miller Band. Rockets Fall on Rocket Falls by Godspeed You Black Emperor. And here's some that were stretches. These are the list of stretches, but I gave them credit for it. Take It Easy. Standing on the Corner in Winslow, Arizona. A lot of locations there. Major Tom, Earth Below Us. Scarlet Begonias, by Grateful Dead as Walk Around Government Square was the location. Take Me Home, Country Roads. A lot of places there. By Another Place, which is a two for John Denver. Right Here, Right Now. Jesus Jones. That was a clever one. Winds of Change by Scorpions. I guess Gorky Park is a place. The Twilight Zones, Highway to Hell, a lot of mentions on that. Clever folks. South of Heaven, and of course, Stairway to Heaven. And then finally, this is the last mention I'll do. Somebody put My Grandma's Bathroom. And I don't think that's a real song, but maybe they wrote it. And that's just half. So I wanted to tell you that was half. There's so many more. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone who went on TikTok and responded to that. Overwhelmed me just a teeny little bit. So are you guys ready for some lyrics now? Get into some lyrics. In 2015, David Patch explained that the song is about a man's love of a continent, Africa, rather than just a personal romance. So a lot of people thought maybe he was being too figurative. No, just about a man's love for a continent. He based the lyrics on a late-night documentary with depictions of African plight and suffering. The viewing experience made a lasting impact on Patch. It both moved and appalled him. and the pictures just wouldn't leave his head. He tried to imagine how he'd feel about it if he was there and what he'd do. Jeff Porcaro elaborates further, explaining a white boy is trying to write a song on Africa, but since he's never been there, he can only tell what he's seen on TV or remembers in the past. Some additional lyrics relate to a person flying in to meet a lonely missionary, as Patch described in 2018. As a child, he attended a Catholic school. Several of his teachers had done missionary work in Africa, and their missionary work became the inspiration behind the line, "I bless the rains down in Africa." Patch, who at the time had never set foot in Africa, based the song's landscape descriptions on descriptions from an article in National Geographic. And then at the same time, Steve Lukather, who we actually covered on our show one time, humorously remarked that he would run naked down Hollywood Boulevard if the song ever became a hit. I don't know whether or not he did that, but who knows? He was unamused by the lyrics. And then Patch argued that it was a fantasy song in the vein of songs such as Margaritaville. And maybe he said that once he rewatched this video and went, ugh, ugh. All right, so we just have 2 more segments left, but I want to get through these lyrics now. So here we go. Here are the lyrics to Africa by TOTO. I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in, 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some forgotten words or ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, "Hurry, boy. It's waiting there for you. It's going to take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. Gonna take some time to do the things we never had. The wild dogs cry out in the night as they grow restless, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right, as sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I seek to cure what's deep inside, frightened of this thing that I'd become." And then the chorus repeats. So I really, really love these lyrics. Tami, what did you think of the lyrics to Africa? And do you have any lines that you like the most?
I just liked it all.
Seth, were there any lyrics that stand out to you?
Yes, I have a favorite lyric and I have a least favorite lyric. So
Okay.
my favorite lyric is "Hurry, boy, it's waiting here for you." And then my least favorite lyric, by far, because they're trying to fit it in the syllables, but they can't, is "Above the Serengeti." And it just
really?
doesn't fit.
Oh.
It doesn't fit. And so as a musician, it's hard for me to appreciate that line.
You touched on something that drives me crazy because they say Serengeti instead of Serengeti. And so sometimes it's tomato. And I know we covered this a few episodes back where it did work, and it was with the Fleetwood Mac song Dreams, where it worked in that song. Sometimes it works, but when it doesn't work, it's just it makes your ears cry a little bit.
Now,
So
I will mention I didn't like it at first. I didn't mind it, and then I didn't mind, or I like, you know what I mean? Like I went back and forth on it. But that
No, I
lyric,
agree.
they can't nail it. So it doesn't, it's just the wrong way. You know, I don't know. Something
And
about it.
for me, it's the Kilimanjaro. It's like, well, you don't have to say, you don't have to try to include the landmark. It's like,
That was mine. Yeah.
there's Kilimanjaro. Like, who cares about Mount Kilimanjaro? Like, it's cool. It's big. It's really tall. It's up there. But that's just so goofy. But for me, it's going to take a lot to drag me away from you. Whereas some of these renditions said it's going to take a lot for me to take me away from you. They said take twice. And I'm like, oh, that made me like the songs less when I heard that. You got to say drag. You can't say take. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So you guys ready for a parody of Africa? Have you ever heard a parody of Africa by TOTO? It's kind of weird, right? Okay, let me take a drink here. And of course, Tami knows that I do these parodies. I've done many parodies before we had this podcast with season 2. So here we go. Gotta study for my test tonight. but I'm not in the mood for solving difficult equations. Values of variables I find. Add, subtract, multiply, divide the basic operations. A polynomial is great. They always express with one or more terms in the ancient math machines. Oh no, it's really getting late. Hurry, boy, your homework might be due. It's gonna take a lot for me not to lose my cool. This is nothing that a person with common sense would ever do. I really hate doing algebra. Gonna take some time to do this crap that makes me mad. Ooh. Exponents hang out in the sky, longing for the repetition of multiplication. If 2 is X, then what is Y? As sure as Robert De Niro tells Ben Stiller, I got nipples, could you milk me? I seek to find what equals Y, frightened that I'm really just too dumb. It's gonna take a lot for me not to lose my cool. This is nothing that a person with common sense would ever do. I really hate doing algebra. Gonna take some time to do this crap that makes me mad. Ooh. And then the analog synthesizer solo by that CX80. Hurry, boy, your homework might be due. And then, of course, we get into the chorus repetition. So there you go. That is Algebra, the parody of Africa. Thank you so very much. All right. So it's time. And the covers versus the original is upon us. Seth already gave us his, but I'm going to ask it again. Tami, are any of these covers better than the original?
I really like the Weezers. That's probably the one closest for me is to be the best.
Yeah, I mean, I love all of my top 5, but Seth, go back to you. Are there any others than Weezer that you like better than Toto's Africa?
I don't think so. I think Toto did an amazing job. The reason why I like Weezer so much, I think strictly is because I'm such a fan of the band. And production value, like I said, was bar none. I mean, nothing else came close, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's hard for me not to be biased, and that's why I didn't push them to 5. They got pushed because I sincerely do like the other versions better. But I'm glad they ended up at number 2 on our quintessential top 3. For me, my entire top 5 I like better than Toto's Africa, and not because I dislike Toto's Africa. I love the song. I just think everybody's so creative what they can do with what they have. And this is a song that it's kind of complex in nature. There's a lot of weird sounds coming out of it, and a lot of unique sounds too with that CX80 keyboard. But I love all the way through my 5. So from Weezer down, I love, and of course, Relient K's version is my personal favorite. I like that version better too. So very cool. Before we get into who's going to be on our show next week, Seth, where can the people find us if they want some more Cover Wars?
You can find us at Cover Wars Podcast on YouTube, Cover Wars on TikTok and Facebook, and you can email us at coverwarspodcast@gmail.com.
Well, Tami, thank you so very much for being on the show. Did you have fun? I know you were concerned about being on camera and it's me. Obviously, we know each other a little bit. So I know. Did you have fun though?
Yes, I had fun.
Okay. Well, thanks for doing this and thanks for being on. And Seth, are you ready to find out who is going to be on next week and what they picked?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I am honored to have our next guest. Not to take anything away from Tami. Obviously, I was honored to have you on our show. But this is somebody I've been following them a while because I love their podcast, and that is Jeremy Dove from Pop Culture 5 will be on our show next week. And he has picked an incredible song that I know Seth is excited about. I haven't told Seth, but I just know that he will be. Seth, Jeremy has picked Superstition by Stevie Wonder, one of the greatest songs of all time. So, but it's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait for everybody to hear that show. Yeah, Superstition, Stevie Wonder.
I'm speechless.
But and I know Tami's gonna probably like that show too. She likes that song too. All right. So again, thank you so much for being on. And hey, if you guys are ever out there and you're all alone and you don't know where to go for songs covered by artists other than the original, Seth and I, and sometimes my wife Tami, we got you covered. Bye everybody.